There are many ways to make bread breakfast, and in this video I'll be showing you 5 ways to make bread breakfast. Keep watching. Egg burger is going to be the first bread breakfast I'll be showing you guys. Actually, I gave it this name. So these are the ingredients we're going to be using, but I already listed everything with the amount we're going to be using down in the description box below. So the first thing I added to the already whisked egg was salt to taste, and I went ahead to add black pepper. You can use any pepper of your choice. I prefer using black Cameroon pepper. That's what we call it here in Nigeria. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fry the sausage in this pan, and I'm going to fry it till it's perfectly cooked. I'm going to be separating it and keeping it outside because we'll be using it later on. So with a little or no oil left in the pan, I'm going to be going ahead to pour in my egg, and immediately after putting the egg, I'm just going to introduce the bread. You can either dip both sides or just one side. The truth is that at the end, the egg is going to wrap the whole bread. I'm going to be using this plate to turn the bread to the other side, just like this. So next I'm going to be slicing the already fried sausage, because we're going to be putting it in between the bread, and we're going to also go ahead to pour ketchup as much as you want, and we're going to be closing it up. After putting the sausage and the ketchup, I went ahead to close the bread, and then I fried both sides for another 3 minutes each. I didn't realize that my camera stopped recording at this point, so please bear with me. All I did was just close it up and heat it a little bit in low heat for another 3 minutes. So guys, trust me, this is delicious. You should try it. For egg and bread, we're going to be using sliced sausage, sliced tomato, and onions. You can go ahead to put cheese. You can go ahead to remove the sausage, put fish, tuna fish, whatever you want. So I'm going to stir them together, and I'm going to be adding salt to taste. You can go ahead to put Maggi cube or chicken seasoning, whatever one you will choose. Some people don't like it, but I also went ahead to put Maggi seasoning and black pepper. I like my food spicy, and I'm just going to mix it all together. So this is the reason why I call it egg and bread, because I'm just going to create a circle around the bread. You can use a cup to make a perfect circle. Whatever way that pleases you, it's fine. So I'm going to go ahead to put the bread inside the pan with a little oil, and I'm going to be pouring the egg in the incision already made in the bread. While cooking this, please make sure it's in low heat, and I'm going to be turning this with this plate because the upper part of the egg was not cooked yet. That way it doesn't pour away while you are turning it. For this bread breakfast, we're going to be using a lot of veggies, and you can introduce any veggies that you like that you can see here. Basically just veggies. And first of all, I'll be introducing the tougher veggies, the ones that take time to, soften up or cook first, and which is the green pea. It had already cooked up before I went in to introduce the tomatoes, and I'll wait for the tomatoes to dry up a little bit before I went ahead to put the green pepper and the red bell pepper, and I'm going to allow them to simmer till it's a little bit soft and eatable. I'm going to be introducing my onion, and I'm going to be stirring it for it to simmer together, and after that I'm going to be putting my salt to taste and my black pepper as usual. The last I'm going to be introducing is my sausage. You can use fish, you can use shredded beef, already cooked shredded beef, or chicken, whatever one you choose to use. And also know that you can go ahead to put corn flour if you want to make it into like a more moist sauce. But this is the way I like to eat my, and this is what the sauce for the bread looks like. French toast is one of that bread breakfast I have tried in several ways. So first of all, I'm going to be using 1 egg for this, and I'm just going to go ahead to whisk it. The next thing I'm going to be doing is mixing my powder milk with water. I like to use powder milk so I can be able to control the thickness of the milk. You can go ahead to use already condensed milk or liquid milk, but I like to do this because I want to be able to control the thickness of the mixture that I'm going to be dipping my bread into. So I will add 2 cubes of sugar. This is something you can skip because we're still going to be putting honey if you're not someone that likes very sweet stuff. So I'm going to be pouring the milk into the already whisked egg. There is nothing that I have put into the egg yet. It's just this milk that I have already mixed with sugar. So I'm going to go ahead to stir it together. So I'm going to be putting vanilla flavor and I'm going to be stirring it together. Please check in the description box below for the quantity I use for all of them. So on the chopping board, I'm just going to be dicing my apple into smaller pieces. I decided to use both green and red apple, but my favorite is the green apple. So I'm going to be adding honey into the egg and milk mix. This was the reason why I said that sugar is optional, because this is the main sweetener for this food. This is the tricky part for some people. So we're just going to dip the bread into the mix on both sides and immediately bring it out and let the little bit of residue to drop before introducing it to the pan. Please don't let the bread stay inside the mix for a longer time, because the bread will just end up soaking, will I say, yeah, it's taking in so much of the mix and it takes a longer time to get ready. I'm going to be cooking in low heat and moving them from side to side till it is properly well cooked. So I went ahead to put apple as the topping and I poured serum all over it. Breakfast is ready. Veggie's bread. This is my personal favorite right now because I'm trying to lose weight. But instead of white bread, I'm using wheat bread. I'm going to be mixing ketchup with mayonnaise, and ratio 2:1. And when I mix, I'm just going to stir them together till it's perfectly mixed. And that's what I'm going to be using as my sauce. So for this veggie part, I'm going to be using only tomato and onions for myself. You can put lettuce, you can put cabbage, whatever you want to put. And I'm just going to add salt to it, and that's all. First of all, I'm going to be going to go ahead to butter my bread both sides, and I didn't realize my camera didn't capture that very well. So I'm going to be frying my sausage till it's perfectly cooked. With little or no oil, I'm going to be putting the bread, and I'm just going to heat it up a little bit both sides for it to get brown like this. Then now I'm just going to be introducing the veggies that I'm using to the bread, and yeah, it looks fresh. You can eat it like this if you can eat fresh tomatoes and onion, but for people that cannot, I'm also going to take it back to the pan and I'm going to cook it up a little bit. I'm just going to heat it in very low heat for another 3 minutes, both sides 3 minutes each, and it's ready. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like after this. I'm cutting it open. It's very crispy and crunchy, trust me, and it's flat because I pressed it while it was in the pan. So this is what it looks like inside, guys, and this is so delicious. I'm just going to go ahead and put in the already mixed mayonnaise and ketchup together as the sauce, and this is breakfast.